All right, big news today, of course, is that Percy Harvin looks to be set to become a Seahawk here, pending the physical and a new deal put in place. And, you know, Damon and I were talking about it quite a bit during the show today, and there is a ripple effect, positive and negative, to this move for the Seahawks. Let's talk about the positive ripple effect first, and that is, tell me how you if you're a defense and you're looking to stop the Seahawks, now what do you do when you've got to account for somebody like Marshawn Lynch? You got Russell Wilson, we know what he can do. But then you also got Sidney Rice and Zach Miller and Golden Tate, maybe to a lesser extent. Are they going to be freed up a little bit? Because you've got to account for a guy who can run the ball, who can catch the ball, who can do all kinds of things in Percy Harvin.
Yeah, this offense is loaded now. It might be as good as anybody in pro football with as many weapons on the offensive side of the football. Certainly you add Percy Harvin to the mix now, who can be a wide receiver, can be a running back, can do so many different things. And I think more than anything, it's going to help the Seahawks running game and Marshawn Lynch. As you can remember, so many teams a year ago stacking the box with 8 guys trying to get that safety support, stop the run. Now all of a sudden you got that home run hitter who can run right down the seam, on the deep post, whatever. Got to keep those safeties back there, play a little softer zone. Boy, they're going to be able to run the football with ease. But then just the ability to have this guy in the backfield on a third down, or have him on an end around, on a reverse. Maybe it's the zone read and flipping him the football. I mean, this is one of the most explosive football players in the National Football League. What an awesome new weapon for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, the zone. How much does the zone read help with a guy like him? I mean, it's not what the Vikings do, but it is what the Seahawks do. And that's a problem in and of itself for defenses with just Marshawn and Russell Wilson there. You add that to a zone read offense?
Yeah.
Is that just a defensive nightmare?
It's a defensive nightmare. You could be in an empty formation with him out there as a wide receiver, and you think he's going to go run a route. Well, no, let's motion him in and now run the zone read off a nickel back in the game. I mean, there's so many fun things for Darrell Belleville to draw up here in the meeting room, and he knows, you know, Percy Harvin as well, which is an added benefit to the Seahawks. He's a guy who's been with him in Minnesota, so he has his own little playbook, I think, of Percy Harvin special plays that he can't wait to dial up this fall.
All right, now let's talk about perhaps the negative side as far as the ripple effect goes. And he's a guy that returns punts. He's a guy that returns kicks. What does that mean for Leon Washington? What does it mean for a guy perhaps in Ben Obamanu or Doug Baldwin, who's currently your slot receiver?
Yeah, well, the business side of pro football is always tough. You know, when you add a player like Percy Harvin and you pay him the kind of money you do, it's going to mean losing a few guys on your football team. Ben Obamanu, who's been a 5th receiver, a special teams guy, carries a little bigger salary going into next season. He might be a cap. He might be a cap hit, might be gone. You could also say that Golden Tate, maybe he doesn't get quite as many touches during a football game with Percy Harvin, kind of the same similar type player. So I guess those are a few ripple effects, but they're pretty small, pretty minuscule when you think about the impact that this guy's going to have on your football team in a positive way.
Well, one thing I think we can all agree on is we cannot wait to see the Seahawks offense with Percy Harvin.